Hello and welcome back to Master Game Design, Unreal Engine 5, Stylized Environment and Third-Person Blueprint course. In the last video, we left off by finishing the interaction of item check for the doors, and in this one, we're gonna fix the widget. So, our issue right now, what makes it kind of difficult, is that we don't have a direction, an information to get from where the player is coming from. Is he coming from this side or from the other side of the door? We could go about creating some collision in front of the door, but let me open Paint. We need some wonderful drawings again. Let's say our character is here and the door is here. And the collision of the door is barely touching the character. Let's say this is not colliding. Let's remove this. He's one bigger shorter. Anyway, so he's not touching, but he's able to interact because our sphere kinda touches the dot. Like you can't always expect to have perfect calculations. So it doesn't know if is the player which side. Let's say we have the same collision from the other side. Anyway, with collisions, a lot can happen. There is a lot of design to go about. So we will choose a different way. What we will do is with unorthodox and orthodox at the same time. I don't know, maybe. So we're gonna shoot a line, a trace line, from the widget to the player. And if it passes through the door, then he's on that side. If he doesn't pass through the door, he's on this side. Anyway, let's get to it. So first of all, we're gonna need to save. We actually don't need two widgets. Also, we need only one. We're gonna need to save our widget location. So get a relative, because we want a relative location based on the blueprint, and promote a variable, and let's call this widget original relative location, and let's connect this to the executable of begin play. It's a default value. Now, when we want this to happen, we want it to happen on hide show widget, so it knows where to go. Actually, we want this to happen before visibility, but it's so instant, it really doesn't matter. So we're gonna need a trace line. Trace line by channel. And our start location would be the widget's location. Actually, yeah. And let's connect that here. And the end should be to our player. To get our player, we get our game mode reference, we get our player reference that we have stored, and get actor location. So this is our trace line. Now, let's ask a branch here, did it hit? If it didn't hit, we shouldn't do anything. If it did hit though, let's get our hit result, break it over here, expand this, and the component it hit, is it equal to our door? I brought the door while control dragging it. We want this from true, hit true, and if it true, is it our door? So this should not ignore self. Now, if it's true, we're gonna take the widget and set relative location to original. Wait, if it hit at the door, it means it's opposite. So you want to break this. And we're gonna make a vector. And connect this. I'm not sure which, I think it's Y. It's the Y minus. It was 15, so minus 30 plus 15, 0, plus 15 to go to the other side, and Z should stay the same. And if it doesn't hit the door, we're gonna set it to go to original location. To be fair, this could be done just by subtracting 30 here, like this. But if I want to, well, anyway, it's done like this now. Let's close this up. Compile and save. And this actually should work. Let's test with a visibility debug for one frame. And I think they might need complex. Where is it coming from? So, yeah, the mistake was here. I thought about that. World location. We want to get the world location, not the relative. Not set. Get world location. Because the relative is based on the blueprint. So we want the world. Yep. And if I go this way, it's working. Great. Now, it's not working on live. Like if you don't exit the collision and come back. Wait. Yeah, we didn't reset it. Let's get this, and when the player hides the widget, we have to reset it. And also when the player, just hides the widget. This needs to go a little bit further. You know what's missing? The bubble here and here. So compile and save. And actually, as we saw, this constantly happens because this is getting triggered per frame from our character tick from here. We could put a mechanic here to send it once if it's the same actor, but we're just gonna do a do once node here. Do once node here, and a sequence here. That resets it. So on event focus, we do it once, and on event hide widget, we reset the do once. So now it should draw only one frame. And we have to go out and in. And we have to go out and in, and it's ready. Cool. Good stuff. Now, compile and save, and let's finish the last action that we need, which would be the remote action. And let's double click this. So what happens in remote action? Remote action means the door opened. So what we're gonna call is directly the open from close animation, close and open animation. Now, if we want the player to be able to interact with the door again, like when it's open remotely, and you don't want it to stay open, you want the player to be able to close it again, we have to change the mechanism to unlock. But for our tutorial, once it's open, it will stay open. The mechanism will stay on remote open, so when the player interacts, the door will jiggle while it's open to indicate that you cannot close it. Let's compile and save. So to test the remote action, we won't be able to do it right now, but what we can test is if our mechanics work on another axis also, like we have the doors like this way. Yes, they seem to work. Now this doesn't follow the door, should be following the door. Let's parent it to the door. Compile and save. Let's play. Great. Works. And we have a nice prototype version of a door. This is it for this one. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.